So today we have probably one of the most controversial up and coming YouTubers out. I'm telling you, his perception may actually make you question your own reality. None other than Deon Brown.
Hey, my man.
How are you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. Just getting out of work, man, on a Sunday. You know, the grind never stops. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. Let's talk about it.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. Just jumping straight into it. Tell me what validates you to be able to speak on such controversial topics.
A lot of the stuff I talk about, man, I've either witnessed personally, or I've had secondhand testimony. I don't know. I just see things from a different perspective, man. I have friends that lived through some of this stuff. I have family members that's been through some of this stuff. And like I say myself, I have personal testimony. So if I've seen all these things taking place around me and a lot of people haven't or don't know what goes along with that type of lifestyle, I just feel like I ought to caution some people. You know what I'm saying? If I see where they going and I know where it ends. And you know me, I want to see good for everybody. So I just lend a word of advice. That's all I be, trying to do. I ain't trying to step on no toes, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So tell me also, why do you feel such a conviction to speak out and hold people accountable?
Because it's very easy to be misled. You know what I'm saying? When I was young, growing up, as all young people are, we could be very impressionable. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have a good moral compass around you or a role model or somebody for you to look up to, it's very easy to be led either way. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like for the people that don't have a role model in their household, at least they can say that they can get on YouTube and find one person that's able to give them some type of moral compass to go by. You know what I'm saying? To steer their life the right way. And that's why I let them see me in a semi truck. Let them see me in my house with my family. Let them see me in my cars, the same type of cars that people on videos have. They ain't $100,000 cars, but you can still live a decent life. And that's the type of visual that I try to relay to people that don't have that big break when they 14 like a Bow Wow or 18 like a Lil Wayne them. You know what I'm saying? You can start small, bro, and just work with what you got. That's all I do it for, just to show people that, hey, it's cool to be average. You can still make it as average, man. And still be something, because your story ain't never full until you close your eyes. So there's always a possibility for you to, all it takes is God's kiss, and you can take off. So, that's what I do it for, man, just to give hope, I guess. I don't know. I be needing the hope a lot of time myself.
Right. Okay, so let's just divulge more into your background. Who you are and where you're from.
I'm 36 years old. I'm from a small town in Mississippi called Lexington. It's a 2 stoplight town. Everybody knows everybody. It's separated by family names. You got this family over here, you got this family over here, you got this family over here, you got this family over here. It's cornered off by neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? If it was a LA or something like that, we'll have the Hoovers over here, the 60s over there, the 40s over there, Inglewood over here. It'll be like that. And we got gang banging, you know what I'm saying? People grew up gangster disciples, vice lords, and all this type of stuff. You got the drugs, you got the violence. That's what we're really known for. We do have a history. As small as this town is, a 2 stoplight town, we do have a history of being known for violence and drugs, just like any other urban situation or urban community. You know what I'm saying? And I came from 2 respected families in this town. My mother's side of the family, they were more working class, but they didn't take no S. You feel me? My mom's dad, he was an entrepreneur from the time that he was yay high. Drove backhoes and did a lot of construction work and all these type of things. Dig septic tanks and put them in the ground. My grandmother was a secretary at the hospital for 35 years, something like that. My step grandfather, he worked and built mobile homes and did contracting work. And then on my dad's side, a lot of those guys were in the mechanics. So I guess that's where my mechanics side of life comes from. You know, paint cars, body shops, mechanic work, all this old type of stuff. And the one thing that they both have in common is they both have temperament issues. And I also have a lot of that in me. So yeah, man, I really got well rounded. I got a lot of ambitious qualities in me, as well as that anger and that street side in me from my other side of my family. And that's not something to brag on. I know a lot of people say that when they get on these interviews, but that's just the truth of the matter. Some of my family are street figures, and some of them are street / corporate America type figures. That's just my genetic makeup, man, and I'm just true to that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Yep. It is what it is.
Okay. So, how did your childhood have an upbringing, your childhood and upbringing play a part on the person you are today?
Oh man, you want to go real deep?
Hey, this is you.
How far do you want to go into that though? You know what I'm saying?
This is you on the camera.
Well, like I say, I got a street side to my family, and I have a corporate / street side to my family as well. They don't take no crap. You know what I'm saying? They might not have been drug dealers and all that other stuff like the other side of the family, and you know, the street element of life. You feel me? But they were what you would consider urbaness. You feel me? Okay. If that's a word. So the story that I get about my family is my mom. I've seen pictures of my mom. She was a little pageant queen. You know what I'm saying? A very young, petite, little brown skinned lady, and she was a pretty girl back then. And I see pictures of my dad as well with the jerry curl and the gold teeth. You know what I'm saying? And the stories that I'm told is they were in love. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if people just tell me that just to pee on my head and tell me it's right or what, but I've heard this story pretty consistently, that my mom and my dad, they were in love with each other. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just like all young families, they have their ups and downs. You know, jealousy, infidelity, and stuff like that comes into play. So yeah, I was that young kid that they birthed at a young age. My mom was 18. My dad was about 19 or 18 when they had me. And I was pretty much spoiled from the memories that I have with my family. We lived in an apartment in Lexington called Creekwood Apartments, right beside the high school, the only black high school in town. You know what I'm saying? And the most influential part of my life happened when I was right around maybe 4 or 5 years old, right? I was born in '88, and my mom has 2 brothers that are by my grandmother, right? So it's my mom, it's my Uncle Chris, the one that y'all have seen on my videos from the ran off on the plug prank and all that, you know what I'm saying, and the short films. And then I have my uncle Deon Brown, who is deceased now. He was an Army veteran and all this, you know what I'm saying? He was a young guy, and he was, the typical coming up in the 90s type of guy, you know what I'm saying? When he left high school, he went to the Army and came home, and he had his little money up from being from a small town, and he was a ladies' man, just a little young popping guy. Just imagine somebody that you know coming from a small town and then going out to the Army and coming back to a small town with money and, self-sufficiency, right? So then you have my dad over here who's been maintaining a lifestyle with my mom. And of course, couples have their problems and all this. So I'd imagine that unfavorable things were being told, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, we getting into it. Oh, we having problems. So it created kind of like a little tension, so to speak, between the two. You know what I'm saying? Because they were around the same age. Now, from what I'm told, my dad and my uncle that I'm speaking of, Deon Brown, they were around the same age. They used to hang together and stuff like this. So, story tells to me that my uncle would always try to defend my mom whenever he was hanging with my dad. Stop doing my sister like that, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? They've had a few encounters with that, from what I'm being told. So, one particular night, after these guys have had a run-in with each other, a physical altercation takes place. Trying to defend my mom, I think my uncle gets a bit aggressive, right? And a physical altercation ensues, which ends up leaving my uncle deceased. From what I'm told, what?
Tell him.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him. From what I'm told, no, I'm just building up to the story. You know what I'm saying? From what I'm told, a physical altercation ensues. Weapons are pulled, handguns. My uncle goes inside of an apartment house that we live in, me, my mom, and my dad. When my dad comes inside the crib, or vice versa, it's one of them. One of them was standing behind the door. The other one comes inside the door. A shot goes off. My dad is hit in the stomach, from what I'm told, and my dad ends up returning fire and unaliving my uncle. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was the most pivotal moment in my life, because at that point, my whole family dynamic changed. I went from mom, dad, myself, only child, to mom having an ultimatum of, do I side with my mom's side of the family and leave the love of my life and separate him from our child? And ultimately she ended up making the choice to go with her mom. I guess in security mode. My mom's always gonna be there. I don't know what me and this man is gonna do, because we always having issues right now, which is understandable. I can understand that as well. If you're very young and haven't built up a relationship with a person long enough to know that they're gonna have your back, you're gonna go with what you know is gonna work with you. So I think that was the most pivotal moment in my life, because after that, my interaction with my dad was very limited. Clearly, because you've unalived your child's mother's brother. They probably want to do something to you, so you really have to protect yourself and move a certain type of way to even keep things from falling back on you in retaliation. You feel me? So I would say that's the most pivotal moment in my life.